Come on, let's go, baby. Baby. I've been wondering what you gonna do. Who you gonna give your love to? That gonna make you mine. Now, let's go right on time.
Sure yet, but
So he goes forward. I'm just wondering whether he's quite up to this Saturday Metro Company.
Raging Pole is the 9. Tony and Maddie Sears. CJ Graham, barrier 1 and 52 and a half.
Yeah, see, you've got to give him a chance of running top 4. I wouldn't have a multiple bet type here without his name on it. So give him a hope.
Semaphore Girl led last start, Maxie. Stephen Kirkwood, Georgina Cartwright.
That was at Eagle Farm, but she's a real homebody. She's the homecoming queen here in Toowoomba.
Yes, 7 of 9.
Yes, absolutely. You look at her form here and you'd say yes.
Telephone booth is the 11, Mark Curry, Damien Thornton. I think they've been waiting for this trip, Maxie.
I think so. I was with her last start and she's just won pace. So here at home, she's won twice here from 3 and the distance is spot on today.
Aqua Alta's trained by Rex Slip with Jaden Lloyd.
She just lacks a knockout punch, doesn't she? She
does.
did get a win 3 ago, but needs everything to go right for her. And looking at it, it probably does today.
There's a little bit of money for Corona Lad today. Ashley Perks and Kelvin.
A couple of kilos off Malia Castle. So up to this distance, we might see a better performance here.
Epicurus will be the 14, Corey and Kylie Gearin and Ben Thompson.
Yeah, she usually walks out of the barrier stall, so she's pushing a wheelbarrow uphill thereafter.
That was very polite. Kronenbourg a little easy here, Maxie. $2.35 to $2.80, or is that just market adjusting? Money for Red Top at Aqua Alta.
Yeah, I think probably, Bernie, like $2.35, a bit short.
Bit short.
About $2.80 is probably about right, but they have back Red Top 8 into 6. I like that. But he just needs to get a good ride here from the awkward gate. 6, 5, 4, and 9. I've got Magic Conqueror in because he goes forward. Give himself every chance. Kronenbourg and also Raging Pole, my roughie.
All right. I'm with Kronenbourg from the yard. They're all in. Here's Josh.
Popping in near Kronenbourg. Red Top's on the toe. Set racing. Raging Pole away okay with Aqua Alta. Out 3 wide Telephone Booth and 4 wide Magic Conqueror. Kronenbourg is going forward. He's up into 4th berth now. Further back to Steinbrenner. Next the outside, the Irons out 3 wide. A length further back, Semaphore Girl. And then we've got Blacklog over on the outside of Red Top. And Epicurus is back second last. And last of all is Corona Lad. In front now is Magic Conqueror by 3/4. And second, working forward, is the Irons out 3 wide. Back to third, Telephone Booth. And going forward also Steinbrenner. And they're clear from Kronenbourg, who's now 1 horse away from the fence over on the outside of Aqua Alta. 2.5 to Raging Pole. Blacklog the outside. A length and a half, Semaphore Girl, Epicurus, and Red Top is second last, and Corona Lad is still last of all. A good 9 or 10 lengths off the 2 leaders. So Magic Conqueror and the Irons the outside in front by length and 3/4 here. Third, the inside Telephone Booth at Stablemate is 4th, and that's Steinbrenner. Further back to Aqua Alta. Kronenbourg the outside, 600 metres left to run. A length and a half to Blacklog, Raging Pole, Semaphore Girl, Epicurus. Red Top is still second last, and Corona Lad a length and a half away. 400 metres left to run. In front, Magic Conqueror. Telephone Booth up to second. The Irons is gone. Kronenbourg is making ground out wider. Blacklog likewise, and sneaking runs is Aqua Alta at the 250 metre marker. Kronenbourg out wider, stormed up and taken over. Magic Conqueror can't go with him. Running home is Blacklog, and further back to Aqua Alta, but Kronenbourg in front. 50 metres left to run. Kronenbourg in front near the line, and Kronenbourg has won from Blacklog and Aqua Alta, followed by Magic Conqueror, Telephone Booth, Raging Pole, Corona Lad, Semaphore Girl, Epicurus, Red Top, and the Irons dropped out to pull up at the rear, barring one Steinbrenner, who's just getting...
Yes, he dropped right out of it, didn't he, Steinbrenner? We'll get a report on him shortly, but the winner, Kronenbourg, loving that really hot tempo, Bernie. They really did hoon along when the Irons whipped around the outside and took on Magic Conqueror.
I'm just going to put it out there that the tempo's been a little ridiculous today, Maxie.
Yeah.
Overdoing
Lady
it.
came from about 12 lengths off the lead at the 400. The leader's got a stitch in the previous, and today, although he was 5th or 6th, he was about 5 lengths off the lead, Kronenbourg, but they've got a stitch. And he's whipped home down the outside to get up and score. Blacklog loomed as a big chance 100 out. He'll get that second spot. And Aqua Alta will get third, and then possibly Magic Conqueror. But Kronenbourg, the winner, she's got his act together this time in. Tony Gollan and Jimmy Orman.
Yeah, Tony's just kicking off his winners for the day here. Tony, a big 3 races ahead of you, but it's great to see Kronenbourg win here today. You had to come back to the 1350 last start, which he was still very good, but got the run of the race today.
Yeah, we had it's a tiny hiccup in his prep. We had to freshen him a touch, and he trialled really well going to the No Metro, and it was just a touch short for him. We thought coming to the mile here today, knowing how well he races at Eagle Farm on the sand profile there, bringing him up here wouldn't be a problem. And we were given a beautiful ride by Jimmy Orman. He makes very few mistakes. He just lobbed into that third pair when they were going at a really good gallop, and probably had to expose him a touch earlier than he wanted, but he's a strong miler, and he's just a horse in really good form.
He certainly is. What's with the tempo here today?
Yeah, look, that's just funny. I mean, you get a mix of everything when you come to these types of tracks for our metro meeting. You get a lot of provincial form and different sort of instructions, I think. And we ride our races a lot differently than what we see down at Doomben and Eagle Farm. But you got to blend in and just try and make the right decisions at the right time. And I'm very fortunate that my jockey did that then.
You've got 3 runners in the Wheatwood. You're yet to win it. You're a Toowoomba boy. You're the pin-up boy from Toowoomba.
I don't know about the pin-up boy, but geez, I'd love to win it. I've got a very stiff opposition in the favourite today. He's a really good horse. But I've got 3 really nice horses that I think suit that style of race. They're on 54 kilos. They're lovely horses that'll posse up and take a position. It doesn't look to be crazy speed in the Wheatwood this year. It's on paper. They're not run on paper. And they've all been set for this race. So God give us strength in a few races' time.
Good on you, Tone.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, winning trainer Tony Gollan. And the favourite, Kronenbourg home, 4, 2, 12 and 5. Here's Kembler. He died, that horse, right?
I couldn't find him. He must have
Dropped dead. He's on the outside fence. He's right here. In front of everyone. Stop. Stop.
The world riders of Joe and Ryan here today, and
Here at home with a leading trainer, definitely a chance.
Chris Waller trains 13 Shy Guy with Larry Cassidy.
Yeah, just a moderate maiden last start when finishing third. Could be troubled by the wide gate.
And here's the favourite, Bobby Shiraz, Bjorn Baker and Jimmy Allman.
Yes, Bjorn set him up here back in March and he won over 1,400, went on pace. First up, he ran on well at Kembla behind Ravello. There's a little bit of a wrap on Ravello, and this guy was only 3.8 lengths off him, so he's a serious player here.
Plenty of money for the favourite here, Maxie, Bobby Shiraz, now $3.40.
Yeah, I'm with number 5, Glass of Rosé, and just hoping that she runs the distance. Definitely Cryptic Sound, number 11. I've got no doubt she'll run the trip here. Adelad, everything's spot on. He's got the good draw here at home. And then Bobby Shiraz, 5'11", 114. There are 2 or 3 other genuine hopes too.
There are. I'm playing the 5 with you, Maxie. We are, banking on her being able to run this sort of a trip. The other one I really liked was Cryptic Sound. She looked terrific also. So I'm going to stick with you, though. Glass of Rosé. She's got the drifts now out to 850 as the pick of the yard. Not sure how many left we've got left to load there. We've got 2 to go, so perhaps we better get upstairs to... Oh, no, they're going to take a bit of time. Let's get to Tim.
Yeah, Bobby Shiraz, as soon as it got a run this morning, it was the second emergency. They took the 440. He's now into $3.30. He's very, very heavily backed. And no confidence about anything else in the market.
Racing in the Guineas. Adelad and also Red Defcon showing good speed. Bobby Shiraz and also Cryptic Sound coming across as well. And She Mine goes forward fast and eventually obtains the lead. So it's She Mine in front, leading the way by about a neck. Cryptic Sound. Coney Island Baby is on the scene, whizzing around the outside momentarily. Make a line of 3. And Capital Cee is tracking them up wide, going up 3 deep on the track at the 1200. Then came Adelad and also Bobby Shiraz. Glass of Rosés there in the centre and Avoid the Mistresses deep out on the course. Red Defcon now gets back and also Hussey Empress well back in the field of both Shy Guy back second to last and Planned Encounter whips them in the Guineas field for 2023 as they climb the hill at least 12 lengths away from the speed. Coney Island Baby in front leading the way down past the 850, leading the way by about a neck or so. Capital Cee the outside and they're followed by She Mine who's now back to third with the run of the race at the 650 and Cryptic Sound is poised fourth. Up on the outside, racing one off the fence, Glass of Rosé, and also there in the centre, Bobby Shiraz together there with it, and Adelad is further back along the rail. Hussey Empress is wide. Red Defcon needs a run there in the centre. Shy Guy well back with Avoid the Mistress and Planned Encounter homeward bound in the Guineas. 300 metres from the judge, so Capital Cee ranging up on the outside. Poked it set in front, Coney Island Baby back to second. She Mines into the clear, and here's Adelad there in the centre, and Bobby Shiraz right down the outside. Adelad sprinted to the lead. Red Defcon, Bobby Shiraz are coming at it, but it's Adelad. Adelad wins the Guineas, beating home Red Defcon and Capital Cee, followed by Bobby Shiraz. Further back in the field there when they hit the line, roaring through late was Shy Guy and also She Mine clamoring for the minor contention. Hussey Empress not far back, followed by well back in the field of Coney Island Baby, Planned Encounter, Cryptic Sound and Glass of Rosé and Avoid the Mistress at the tail end of the field.
Adelad, number 1 for Tony and Madison Sears, ridden by Andrew Mallion, beats Red Defcon. Capital Cee gets third, Bobby Shiraz fourth, but Adelad really enjoying getting it over longer trips. Was okay first up, better at 1,500 and even better today at 16.25 as he surged to the lead at the top of the straight, put a gap on them, and they were never, ever likely to catch Adelad, a son of Adelaide, and a red dazzler mare called El Saray, trained here on the track by Tony and Madison Sears. Not a lot to say about the beaten brigade there. Bernie, it was a one-act affair.
A one-act affair. The Searses are hoping that it's the same for Yellow Brick when they get to the Wheatwood. So we're going to have a chat with Tony now because I think Maddie's still trying to make her way back into the crowd. So, Tone, well done. Adelaide takes out the Guineas.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bernie. Big congratulations to my daughter, co-trainer, Maddie.
Well done.
Yeah, you can take over. It's right.
I think Dad's going to cry. He gets so emotional.
He does. We have such a great relationship. It's hard to not get emotional.
Let's talk Adelaide then. And you got a beautiful ride today. Obviously, he was a last start winner, and Dad said he worked the place down on Tuesday.
Yeah, he galloped absolutely enormous on Tuesday. Looking at the race, I personally thought he was the class horse last start winner in town. There was a lot more merit in that win in town than what it sort of looked like. It was a slow run race, sit and sprint home, and that didn't really suit him. So, yeah, it just set him up perfect today. I thought he was way overs, and he did exactly what we thought he was going to do.
He's by Adelaide. I'm assuming you're hoping down the track to get him out further?
Yeah, we'd love to see him out to 2,000 metres, but he's been a very, very slow maturer. So it's just taken a bit of time, but we always had this race in mind for him, so I'm so glad we could get it done for his owners.
Got the very short price favourite, Yellow Brick in the Wheatwood. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Dad said, we've had a bit of bad luck today. I said, it's all right. The feature races have started and they're just going to start rolling in, so hopefully we're right.
Look at it turn around. Good on you, Maddie. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, there she is. Maddie and Tony Sears, Andrew Mellion, they combine with Adelad to take out the Guineas. 1 beats 8, 2 and 14. Here's Kembla.
Race 6 on the card. This is a class.
He fell for it.
Well, I tell you what, she's got a really good chance. She's way out of the handicaps here, but she's going particularly well and she can run top 3.
Enuff He Said is 13. Stewie Kendrick and Jaden Lloyd.
Yeah, a newcomer to Stuart Stables. A good winner last time, but harder here.
Harbell from the Mark Curry stable, CJ Graham.
Yeah, Mark's got 3 runners. And this mare was strong last start at Doomben, beating Savaleo. This is harder, but I'm respecting more on place line.
And Top Boy is the 15. Again, Mark Curry puts a crossover on this guy today. Georgina Cartwright, just 52.
Yes, however, he should have 43 and a half. But nevertheless, now they're putting him up over ground.
Yep.
His form is better. He's a different horse and he can run a place.
Well, he was $3.80 and now he's $2.50, this favourite, Maxie.
Well, he was $4.20 this morning. So I think everybody
we thought that was just such a great price
Well, it
this
wasn't.
morning.
It was there staring at us for the last 2 days. Anyway, he's got a win yet. 9 on top, putting 12 in Hell of a Deal, 1 Namazoo and number 15, Top Boy.
Yeah, I thought he looked great. Obviously, he's deep in his campaign, but he looked as good as he always does. Here's Anthony Collins.
Nikau Spur coming out of gate 6. Starters to the side. Stand by. 2,000 metres for the Toowoomba Cup. Set. They stand. Racing. Sail from the inside, beat them out, jumps in front, showing good speed was Red Wave from out wide, who's circling up, and also Namazoo, Military Gambler wants in there as well. Enuff He Said, then down to about 5th on the turn out of the straight the first time. Wapiti and Sail, Nikau Spur, Hell of a Deal, balancing up in centre field positions. Then came Baanone, now getting back in the race, Harbell, Top Boy, Beaufort Park, Linthorpe Ladders, second to last, and Tappy's Lad whips them in. It's Military Gambler in front, 1,400 metres from the judge, leading the way in the Tab Toowoomba Cup for 2023. Military Gambler in front, every poster winner basically by a length and a quarter. Wapiti. Namazoo is third. Now Nikau Spur, so this favourite going on with a job, getting around the outside up to third, but pratted out on a limb. They're followed by Red Wave there in the centre, 2 further back to Sail, and also Enuff He Said, Harbell. Well back to Hell of a Deal now, who's tucked away towards the outside of Baanone, who's over on the fence. Linthorpe Lad commences a 3-deep move on the track. Been tracked forward in the race by both Tappy's Lad and also Top Boy, and Beaufort Park whips them in. Military Gambler in front, 800 metres from the judge, leading the way by a neck over Nikau Spur, who's now breathing down its neck to outside the 5. Then came Wapiti, and also Namazoo is over on the fence in 4th. Harbell up to 5th, but deep. Red Waves there in the centre. Tappy's Lad wide on the track. Sail the fence. Enuff He Said. Linthorpe Lad, Top Boy, Elveena well back with Beaufort Park and Baanone the rear ender as they approach the home turn in the big one. Military Gambler in front. Nikau Spur grinding away up on the outside. 300 to go. Followed by Waitakere, Namazoo and Enuff He Said. But they've still got to get to Military Gambler in front at the 150. Nikau Spur still there on the outside. Military Gambler in front. Nikau Spur, I don't think can pick him up. And it's Military Gambler. Military Gambler beating Nikau Spur. Baanone for third. Followed then by Enuff He Said and Linthorpe Lad and Sail. Further back in the field there when they hit the line to Red Wave, and then came Waitakere and Namazoo, Top Boy, Beaufort Park, Tappy's Lad, Harbell and Elveena at the tail end of the field.
Well, Military Gambler going all the way. Number 10, trained by Chris Muntz, ridden by Damien Thornton, Nikau Spur. Covered more ground than the early Explorers early, just couldn't get in until they got to about the 1,000. So at the halfway point, he sat up second, a length off Military Gambler. He had his chance thereafter, but the early effort obviously telling. And then Baanone, the good old boy, looks as though he's got into third, and he was coming home strongly along the rails. Maybe he's a stayer. So that's the results for possibly number 13 by the look of it, Enuff He Said. So the cup goes to Military Gambler. He got out to $13, so he's a bit of a drifter in the market, Bernie, but he's shown them a clean pair of plates today.
Yes, he has absolutely romped it, hasn't he? And Corey's here to have a chat with us on behalf of his dad, Chris, and not only is he the winner, he's the most gorgeous horse out there. How good looking is he?
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's just getting better with age. He loves being in the stable, he loves training, and he loves racing. So, no, he's certainly PB'd here today.
It is indeed. I love the fact that your dad sort of kept the freshness in his legs this time. I mean, we saw him go 1,200, 1,350 a mile, then to the 2,000.
Yeah, he was a bit disappointing his second run back, but as we know these stays, they can always put a great run in at first up and sometimes be a bit questionable second up, but he by his ratings, he PB'd at Doomben over the mile, and the fact he's never carried 53 on his back, I don't think in his whole career, because he's been heavily weighted since his debut as a 2-year-old.
He was just so consistent. He was one of those horses that had won one race, but he had a stack of placings, so he's always carrying the maximum weight.
Yeah, and that's going to stop horses at sometimes. But like I said, 53 on his back, he was fit, he was well, and won the cup.
Beautifully trained, beautifully trained. We saw him really come to the fore last preparation. So, as you say, just a late maturer.
Yeah, as I said, he's just getting better with age. He's a sound horse. Like I say, he's just enjoying training. And, from the barrier today, look, if Damien hadn't gone forward, we would have been caught deep. So he's used his judgment there, and we've reaped the rewards today.
Well done, Corey.
Thank you.
All right, Corey Muntz there on behalf of his dad. Team Muntz, you have done a superb job here with Military Gambler. That's it for the Cup, the big one, the week would to come, 10 beats 9 and 11. I walked away before fourth was up, but for now we're off to Kembla.
It's race 7. It's the Kiama Leagues Club.